Yamunate Ravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yamunate Ravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Pancha Tattva Jaya Pancha Tattva Pancha Tattva Jaya Pancha Tattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Om Vishnupad Brahmas Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Sadasi Srimad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd canto 10th chapter sloka number 32nd. So please repeat after me. guṇātmakāni indriyāṇi bhūtādi-prabhavā guṇāḥ manaḥ sarva-vikārātmā buddhir vijñāna-rūpiṇī guṇātmakānīndriyāṇi bhūtādi-prabhavā guṇāḥ manaḥ sarva-vikārātmā buddhir vijñāna-rūpiṇī guṇātmakānīndriyāṇi bhūtādi-prabhavā guṇāḥ manaḥ sarva-vikārātmā buddhir vijñāna-rūpiṇī. Yeah, please. Ma- ma- Mataji. Translation. Word to word. Guṇātmakāni, attached to the qualities. Indriyāṇi, the senses. Bhūtādi, material ego. Prabhavāḥ, influenced by. guṇāḥ, the modes of material nature. Manaḥ, the mind. Sarva, all. Vikāra, affection, happiness and distress. Ātmā, form. Buddhiḥ, intelligence. Vijñāna, deliberation. Rūpiṇī, featuring. Translation. The sense organs are attached to the modes of material nature, and the modes of material nature are produced of the false ego. The mind is subjected to all kinds of material experiences, happiness and distress, and the intelligence is the feature of the mind's deliberation. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Illusion by the material nature, the living entity identifies with false ego. More clearly, when the living entity is entrapped by the material body, he at once identifies with the bodily relationships, forgetting his own identity as spirit soul. This false ego associates with different modes of material nature, and thus the senses become attached to the modes of material nature. Mind is the instrument for feeling different material experiences. But intelligence is deliberative and can change everything for the better. The intelligent person, therefore, can attain salvation from the illusion of the material existence by proper use of intelligence. An intelligent person can detect the awkward position of material existence and thus begin to inquire as to what he is, why he is subjected to different kinds of miseries, and how to get rid of all miseries. And thus, by good association, an advanced intelligent person can turn towards the better life of self-realization. It is advised, therefore, that an intelligent person associate with the great sages and saints who are on the path of salvation. By such association, one can receive instructions which are able to slacken the conditioned soul's attachment for matter, and thus the intelligent man gradually gets rid of the illusion of matter and false ego and is promoted to the real life of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana-sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripri Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing this second canto, 10th chapter, 32nd sloka. So in this sloka we are seeing from the Virat, so Samishti Virat, the appearance of senses, for the Samishti Virat, mind and intelligence. So this is being explained here. Samishti Virat is the cause for this entire Jagat, whatever we are seeing now, this different species, like we have also mind, intelligence and also senses and so on. So the individual, that means Veshti Purusha is also having all these because Samishti is having. So in this 10th chapter of this canto, how the Samishti Purusha appear is being explained. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is writing about the senses, mind and intelligence. Especially he is focusing about intelligence. So we all know senses are the cause for the receiving the pancha tanmatras, that means rupa, rasa, gandha, shabda, sparsha. The sense objectives, these are all. These are all received through what? Perceived through senses. Then after that, so senses are perceiving the sense objectives, sense objects, that's for the sound, next touch, form and taste, and finally smell. All these are the 5 sense objects. And everything, this whole world is comprised of, all the sense objects are comprised of these 5. And these are perceived through what? Through the senses. And those given to mind actually. Mind is doing what? Here, what is said here? Manaḥ sarva-vikārātmā. So mind will feel actually. That means pain, pleasure, these are all the properties of mind. So if we are feeling pain or you are feeling pleasure, these are all nothing but the what? Transformations in mind actually. Manaḥ vikārātmaka. That means vikārātmā. What is the meaning of manaḥ here? How it is defined? Manaḥ vikārātmā. That means it get the transformation. Mind get transformation for whenever the senses are receiving the sense objects, based upon that mind get transformation, and that is the nothing but, so mind's properties are the sukha, dukkha, ichcha, dvesha. All these are all the thinking. Then ichcha means willing, and dvesha means hatred, and also happiness and distress. All these are all the properties of mind. These are all not the properties of soul. Soul doesn't have these properties now. So material pleasure, pain, all are nothing but the properties of mind only. These are all. So then that means if you eat this some rasgulla, you are feeling tasty and you are feeling happiness. I'm happy. Actually it is the nothing but what? That happiness is a transformation of the mind. And then on top of this mind there is intelligence is there. What is the role of intelligence here? Buddhir vijñāna-rūpiṇī. So, my intelligence is always having the function of deliberation actually. So, nischayātmaka buddhi, that means the one which makes the decisions. So, that is buddhi actually. On top of this, what is there? Ahankara actually, false ego, which is ahankara is also, the soul is also having the inherent ahankara, and also this is the false ego which is created by the Maya, that is also having the, so I-ness. There are two I-ness. I means, the not I, actually I, the I-ness, that means ahankaratvam. This is there in the material ego, and also it is there inherently in Jivatma also. So that's why, whatever that means, in this material world, we see so many, or we perceive so many sense objects, and based upon that, we get this so many impressions, so many feelings, thinkings. All these are all nothing but happening to whom? To the, in the level of, so mind, intelligence, and false ego. So all these are all nothing but the transformations in this only. And is there any transformation in the soul? There is no transformation in the soul. And soul is always pure. Every soul, even in the Baddha Jiva also, soul is pure. Suddhopi vichiste avishuddha kartuhu. Jivatma is always pure actually. Can Jivatma will become, that means that chit, it's a particle, chit particle. Can it be contaminated? It cannot be contaminated. Can it be reduced? Can it be increased? Can it be changed? It can't be changed. It is always constant actually. That's why it is eternal. If it is getting the changes, then it cannot be eternal actually. So, all these happening, that means someone is hating, or someone is loving, or someone is feeling happy. These are all nothing but, so the different transformations in the antakarana. Antakarana means false ego, intelligence, and mind all together are also known as antakarana actually. So this mechanism is happening to these three, are nothing but one, or another way you can say, these are all nothing but the, so transformations of antakarana. So nothing is happening to the Jivatma actually. But what is the Jivatma is doing? But whatever is transformations happening to this antakarana, or otherwise false ego, intelligence, and mind, so these are all claimed by false, that's falsely claimed by Jivatma actually. So now I am happy, I am distressed, I am this, I got the victory. So this and this all happening outside to the Jivatma, but falsely this Jivatma is claiming. This is the false claiming. Why it is doing? So here it is said, na. So purport you can see. So he at once identifies with bodily relationships. More clearly, illusioned by material nature, the living entity identifies with false ego. That means it's being illusioned by the material nature. That means this Maya is having the one more layer actually, avidya. This Jivatma, this small particle is covered with the avidya. So avidya is also made up of modes only. That is it's made up of passion and ignorance. These two modes are prominently cause for this avidya, and this avidya is covering this Jivatma. So because of this, Jivatma by nature itself is pure, and it have the I-ness. It also knows he himself as soul. But when this is covered with the avidya, then what it will be identifying? Atmanam triguṇātmakam. Paropi manute atmanam triguṇātmakam. Vāsudeva also in his samadhi he realized. He saw in his samadhi, when he did this samadhi based upon bhakti yoga, in that samadhi he saw what? He saw the Krishna, and also he saw, so Maya who is not inside Sarupa of the Lord, but she is away from the Lord, but she is dependent on the Lord. And such a way he saw Maya, and also he saw Jivatma, which is being influenced by this Maya, and who is actually superior to the Maya, but it is thinking himself as, so Atmanam triguṇātmakam. It is thinking himself as made up of three modes. Atma is thinking himself as made up of three modes. So this is happening why? Because it is being covered by the avidya, which is the product of the Maya actually. So because of this covering, it is forgetting himself, I am soul. It is so forgetting himself as I am soul, and it is considering himself as the vrittis, whatever happening, changes, transformations also known as in Sanskrit language, vrittis actually. Different vrittis of the antakarana are falsely claimed by this jivatma actually. So this is all, that's all actually. Now the only thing is, this jivatma has to stop claiming the whatever the transformations happening to the antakarana should not be claimed by this jivatma. So then how it is possible? Huh? It's not clear? Acha, by hearing. Acha. So how it is going to stop this? That means it is claiming something so happening outside to him, but it is thinking that it is happening to himself. This false claiming has to be stopped. This will be possible only when it not being influenced by the Maya. When Maya will stop influencing this Jivatma? Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. So, Mam eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Only this Jivatma can stop being influenced by Maya, only the time is when it is going to surrender to the Lord. Only the solution. There is no more solution actually. Even Gnani's case also, this Jivatma will be stopped being influenced by the Vidya. That means Vidya, initially in the conditioned state, it is being influenced by the Avidya. When it is doing this some Nishkama Karma Yoga, it is being covered by the Vidya. Even it should be stopped influenced by the Vidya also. So that is only possible by the Bhakti actually. So without Bhakti, even in the Gnana Yoga or even in the Bhakti Yoga, so it cannot be out from the influence of the Maya. So Vidya and Avidya are the products of the Maya only. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, so intelligence is the most important thing, which is the cause for the making decisions. Intelligence is the cause for the making decisions. An intelligent person, what he has to do then? So intelligent person therefore can attain salvation from the illusion of material existence by proper use of intelligence. That means, now who is going to tell to this Jivatma, you are actually pure and you are not actually these transformations, whatever happening to this Antakarana. So who is going to tell to this Jivatma? How this Jivatma can come out from this? This will be possible. Srila Prabhupada is writing, what he is writing in this purport? Very important point. An intelligent person can detect awkward position of the material existence and thus begin to inquire as so what he is, why he is subjected to different kinds of miseries and how to get rid of all miseries, and thus by good association. Only the solution is what? By good association. This Jivatma will be, from that association it will be coming to know, oh, I am not this body. Oh, these transformations are happening to the Antakarana. And actually those are all, I am not at all belong to this. That means these are two different realms. Jivatma is completely pure. And Avidya and Antakarana is completely material. And everything is happening to material Antakarana only, not happening to the Jivatma. So that means now this disconnection should happen. That means his false identification should be stopped. So that is possible only by the good association. In that good association, it is going to hear about what he is. And then after that further, it can develop that means his salvation actually. It can travel in the path of the salvation. So how to get rid of all miseries, and thus by good association, an advanced intelligent person can turn towards the better life of realization. So then when it stopped claiming this, and what it has to do, it is not only pure soul, but it is also on the top of this what? This Jivatma is the energy of the Lord. And Lord is the possessor of this Jivatma. That means Jivatma is being energy, is possessed by, is owned by whom? It is owned by Lord. So that's why what is the actual position of this Jivatma? What is the constitutional position of this Jivatma? Whoever it is belong to whom, it has to serve him. So that is the real identification of the Jivatma, real business of the Jivatma, and that has to be so done. That will begin from where? When this Jivatma is completely surrendered to the Lord. When Jivatma completely surrenders to the Lord, then it will stop depending on any other things and it will be fully serving him. That is known as pure devotional service. Pure devotional service begins with complete surrenders. If it is not surrendered to the Jivatma, to the Lord, but it is having some connection, it is maintaining with this Maya and other things, then what is happening? Is there any purity in this Jivatma's consciousness? There is no purity. So that's why the pure devotion begins with complete surrenderance. When it is selling, that means it is completely giving himself to the Lord. There only it will be. That's why anyabhilasha sunyam gnana karma janavrutam manukulyana krishnanu bhaktiruttama. This is the beginning of the devotion actually. This is the sloka he is covering anyway. Sadhana bhakti and also bhava and prema. So this kind of activity, this kind of consciousness, this Jivatma has to develop. That is nothing but complete surrenderance. Then after that, so further, initially it is having some kind of trouble, that means being influenced by the previous anarthas. So it may sometimes get attraction towards the changes in the antakarana, but it has to be, so immediately while doing that also it is always thinking that himself as heinous, and in that way it is also maintaining the kind of Krishna consciousness, and in that way in the initial stages his service is not steady actually. Unsteady service it will do, then after that it will get the nishta, ruchi, and after that it will further develop the bhava and prema. So this is the simple, that means our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy always promotes only pure devotional service. So this is the beauty of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. And there is no karma-arpanam, nothing actually. So doing something through the body and offering that to the Lord is indirect actually. It is not pure actually. The pure is directly the Jivatma has to serve the Lord. The object of action should be the Lord. So then that's a pure devotional service. I want to go back actually. So maybe I don't know. So I like to open the one more topic. This is actually what we are discussed. So what we are seeing in the purport. So the purport, Prabhupada mentioned this. And that means intelligent person has to turn towards the Lord. Instead of serving the body, senses, mind, and so on. So it has to purely serve the Lord, and that will possible only through the good association. Good association is needed. Otherwise, it will immediately influenced by the bad association, and it will be once again turned back towards the antakarana and so on. So all the transformation start claiming, yes, I am. In this chapter, we began with the 10 topics. What are those 10 topics? Atra sargo visargasthanam poshanam otayaha manvantareshanukataha nirodaha muktir ashrayaha. These are the 10 topics. Sukadeva Goswami explained all these. Then after this, why he began. That means he also explained these all 9 topics are meant for knowing the final one, that is Ashraya Tattva. That means we should know about the creation, and also we should know primary, secondary creations, and also how the Lord is maintaining, and how the karma is working, and how the various manus are coming and they are ruling this, all the different manvantaras, and then also Lord also appearing in these manvantaras and doing the various pastimes. Ultimately, everything is devastation is happening, then liberation also is getting the Jivatmas. All these topics are discussed for the purpose of knowing only one topic. What is that? That is Ashraya Tattva. That is Krishna is only the Ashraya. That means this pure Jivatma should not surrender to the, so either mind, intelligence, or the vrittis, whatever happening, or the transformations, whatever happening to the antakarana, and are otherwise related to this, external to this, that means external to this Jivatma, that is happening to the this nature. So it should not surrender to those. It should not follow those. This pure Jivatma has to surrender to Krishna actually. So this is only. So Jivatma has to surrender to Krishna. This is being discussed in the Bhagavatam again and again. So this Jivatma should not surrender to the any other things. Any other things. That means any other things means should not surrender to the another Jivatma. It should not surrender to the another, that means Shaktis of the Lord, that is the Maya. So it has to surrender to only Krishna. And for that, this Jivatma has to know what is what. What is this creation and what is secondary creation and how the karma is functioning. It's not so easy actually, because it is having so many doubts from the many lives. It is being entrapped by the various other things, influenced by the various, that means Maya. So it is having so many questions. All these has to be clarified, and it has to be finally fixed. That means his attention, this Jivatma has to fixed in the Krishna actually, should turn towards the Krishna. So this is the goal of the Bhagavatam also. That means completely this Jivatma's consciousness should turn towards the Krishna. So this is only the purpose. For that purpose only, Sukadeva Goswami was discussing all remaining 9 topics. After discussing these 9 topics, why once again he started discussing Srishti Leela? What is the reason? This was the question actually. Because you see, in the 2nd canto, 5th chapter, in the 5th chapter, also in the 6th chapter. In the 5th chapter beginning, questions were asked by the Narada Muni, and Brahmaji is replying. Because these questions are taken because Parikshit Maharaj asked how the creation comes and so on. So to clarify this, so that now these Brahmaji's story is taken, Brahma and Narada Muni's conversation, and so creation is spoken already. 5th chapter, 6th chapter of the 2nd canto is elaborately discussing about how the creation happened. Everything is over actually. After that, in the 7th chapter of the 2nd canto, it is discussing about 7th chapter of the 2nd canto. What it is discussing? Discussing about? Leelas, Madhurya Leelas. That means sweet pastimes of the Lord are being discussed. Because after telling the 6th chapter, Brahmaji is saying that, okay, you heard, to the Narada Muni he is saying actually, you heard so many pastimes how Lord has created, so Srishti Leelas. Now there are sweet Leelas are there. I will explain those also. Like that he said, and to Brahmaji, to Narada, he explained about the sweet pastimes of the Lord, like how, like Matsya, Vamana, Kurma, Varaha, all these avatars and different pastimes, what little, that is in brief. So they are being explained. Because Srishti Leelas are different, Madhurya Leelas are different. Yes, Srishti Leelas means how Lord, that means Purusha avatars, how they are creating this material nature, that means primary creation, that means Karnarnav Sai Vishnu, how he is glancing and how he is producing the 23 elements, how they are produced, and after that how Brahmandas are happening. Then after that, once again, how, so various, so inside that, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters, and then after that, Virat Purusha is produced, then after that, so 14 lokas are appearing, and then after that, so Brahmaji is appearing also, and he is doing filling all these 14 Brahmandas. Everything is explained already in the 5th and 6th chapters of the Bhagavatam, of the 2nd canto. Then in the 7th chapter, so after explaining all these, so my dear Narada, there are so many beautiful pastimes are there, sweet pastimes are there. So in the form of Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, Narsinga, and all these, in these incarnations, Lord did so many variety of the sweet pastimes, and you can hear those also, and he gave a little bit idea in the 7th chapter. then it is over. Then after that, so he told to Narada he told that I told already and you expand it. He told that you also expand it and describe this. Then after that, in the 8th chapter, Parikshit Maharaj asked the questions. Once again in the list, he make a big list. Before that, he asked very brief in the second canto, first chapter actually. Then after that, is once again it's a big list is made, and then after that, so Sukadeva Goswami started replying. The first question asked by the Parikshit Maharaj is, what is the difference between the Jiva's body, Jivatma's body and the Lord's body? Both are having the body, both are same or not? Then, no, both are not same. Lord's body is very different. And to explain this, so what he did, so for explaining this, actually, so Sukadeva Goswami took the topic of appearance of the Lord. So to the Brahmaji, when Brahmaji did the tapasya and Lord showed his whole Vaikuntha to him. So using that, Lord explained, Sukadeva Goswami explained to him, so how the spiritual world looks, spiritual bodies looks, and how material bodies looks, all these things is explained. Then after that, finally, on the next, so further he is going and explaining the other questions of the Parikshit Maharaj. And suddenly, once again, so Sukadeva Goswami comes back and he took up this Srishti Leela again in the 10th chapter of the 2nd canto. Why he did like this? Already 5th chapter and 6th chapter it is being explained. And once again this topic is started actually by Sukadeva Goswami. Not only this, he is doing that means this Srishti Leelas, how this material world is created, how the Maya is taking part in creation of this whole material world. This is being explained once again in the 3rd canto, 6th chapter also, in the 7th chapter also, and also in the 3rd canto, 20th chapter also. So already one time it is done very elaborately. Why it is done again? And also in the 3rd canto, once again there you can see the elements. So Sankhya philosophy there, once again he also explains, Kapila Bhagavan, why it is happening like this. As a devotee and as a practitioner, as a beginner, what is the role of hearing these Srishti Leelas? This is the topic actually. This we should understand. First of all, we should know there are the 2 types of Leelas, Srishti Leelas and Madhurya Leelas. And why we have to hear Srishti Leelas, why it is emphasized too much by the Sukadeva Goswami. What is the reason actually? That is being explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the 10th sloka of this same, that means this same chapter, 10.10, 2.10.10. He is saying, Nanu katham muhurapi vairajasya adhyatmika katayaiva prapanchate. Why once again about Virat Purusha's, about Virat Purusha story is once again why it is said. What is the reason actually? Which is already explained in the 6th chapter actually. Bhagavataha ati madura leelavatara guṇa-ātmakāni kataha kim alpiyasaha drishtaha. What? That means here it is said, why Sukadeva Goswami is seeing Lord's sweet pastimes minimizing, but he is explaining more about the Virat Purusha and his story. Why he is doing like this? One can ask question actually. So one can ask this question. He could have explained once again the sweet pastimes, then Satyam, yes. Taha kataha aswadaniyatvena keshu khalu upadeshtavyaha ye tad bhakti siddhaha nitya siddhaha mahanubhavaha te tad saundarya amruta leela amruta sindho swataheva viramam khelayanti. Actually, these sweet pastimes, there is no need to explain actually. Here it is said that no need to explain because devotees who are nitya siddhaha, that means who are already liberated, devotees who are bhakti siddhaha, who perfected their devotion, for them also there is no need to explain these sweet pastimes. And also Mahanubhava, who are very great. So those great devotees, for them, so there is no need to describe the beauty of the Lord, and there is no need to describe the nectar of his beauty and the nectar from his leelas. There is no need to explain. Swataha eva aviramam khelayanti. That means these pure devotees, these perfected devotees, they always dwell by themselves. Swataha eva. They dwell in these pastimes by themselves. But ye punar anye vishada ananda vishaya ananda talpe nidranti yecha kukarma phala dukkha tarange murchanti te tataha prabodhayitameva ashakyaha. Katham Bhagavad Leela Upadesh. Actually, we are all sleeping in bed. What is that bed? Vishayananda talpaha. That means material pleasure is the bed for us. And in that bed, these all jivas are sleeping. So, Vishayananda talpe nidranti. That means sleeping actually. And also, kukarma phala dukkha tarange. That means we do lot of bad karma, and because of this bad karma, we get the very heavy bad results, and because of this is like a stroke actually, and because of this stroke these jivas are fainted actually. They are sleeping and they are fainted. And these kind of jivas, so can they dwell in the sweet pastimes of the Lord? Because they are not at all awakened now. Their consciousness is not awakened. That means the jivatma is fully engrossed in is always claiming whatever the changes are happening to the antakarana, and deeply it is claiming, and it is being fully engaged in that. That means spiritually it is sleeping, or otherwise spiritually it is fainted actually. And this kind of fainted jivatma, how it can enjoy the Lord's sweet pastimes? It cannot enjoy. That means it's fully covered with the Maya. So, for that kind of jivas, what is the solution actually? What is the solution? So, murchantite tatah prabodhayitameva ashakyaha katham Bhagavad Leela upadeshantam. That means such a sleeping jivas, how to describe, what is the use of describing the beauty of the Lord? It's not immediate need for these jivas actually. What is the immediate need for these jivatmas? First of all, you should wake up. You should wake up them actually. They are sleeping in the bed of the materialistic pleasure. It has to be waken up. So for that, so yad upadeshadeva te sadhaka bhaktaha bhavehu. That means first of all we should make these sleeping jivas wake up and make them as sadhaka bhaktas. They should be made as, one second, sorry. They should be, so they should waken up, and then after that they should do the sadhana bhakti, then they can enjoy the sweet pastimes of the Lord. And that is so being, that means next, Bhagavad Upadesha, Yadupadesha Devate Sadhaka Bhakta Bhavehu Iti Mahakarunikaha. That means so merciful. Who is so merciful? Sukadeva Goswami. Being so merciful, Mahakarunikaha, Prachara Chudamani. Among the preachers, the best preacher. Who is the best preacher? The crest jewel of the preachers? Sukadeva Goswami actually. Prachara Chudamani. Is a Chudamani for all the preachers, or Purana Chudamani. So, Taha Tataha Prabodhayatum. So, to wake up all these jivas, what he did? Bhangya Kimapi Muhurapi Yatate. That means again and again, Sukadeva Goswami is trying to wake up these sleeping jivas using these narrations actually, using the Srishti Leelas, that how this Maya, that means is controlled by the Purusha, that means, and then after that how it is producing the different elements, that means 23 elements, how they are coming, and then how they are, so using that Brahmanda, how it is created, and this Jivatma is being trapped by all, is covered by all these, and by covering by all these, how it is engrossed in this material pleasure and pain. So this is being explained again and again. So that this sleeping on this material pleasure will be stopped actually. It will be waken up. And then after that, next step is, it should be made as sadhaka actually. Then after that, so it can relish the sweet pastimes of the Lord. That's why you can see in the most of the time, most of the philosophy is being again and again about the inferiority of this material pleasure, and also the various times again the role of the mind, intelligence and false ego and so on. So this kind of philosophy is touched so much actually in 9 cantos. Again and again this is only being said because Jivatma has to be waken up from this sleep and also has to fix his faith on the Lord. So this work is being done. In the 10th canto, then few pastimes, very few pastimes. Lord is having the infinite pastimes. In that, very few pastimes are being given. Because why the deep, that means the rasa, deep, the exchanges, why are not elaborated in the more and more chapters in the Bhagavatam? Because there is no need actually. Once if you being perfected in the bhakti, those will be swataha eva aviraramam. That means they can dwell in those sweet pastimes again and again. They by themselves actually, they themselves. But the most important thing is, that's why Srila Prabhupada also focuses us. That means we have to focus on knowing about the deeply the philosophy actually. And that is also the activities, the material, that means how this material world is created and how these pastimes are happening and how this Maya, that means Srishti, Leelas, how Lord is doing, that's being explained actually. That has to be focused. So he is giving example actually. How can you say, that means why don't we explain the sweet pastimes? Why we are explaining these Lord's Srishti Leelas? Because Vahnina taptamangam vahnineva shamyati. If our body is burned by the fire, then how to cure that wound? That means fire is burned, fire burned your body, skin. So then how to cure that burned skin? No ointment actually. By using the fire only you can cure it. Vahinina taptamangam vahineva shamyati. You might be surprising. You should use fire again actually to cure that. Yeah, this is treatment. Ayurveda follows this actually. So similarly, someone, that means is attacked by the ghost, then how to remove that ghost? That means burning means it's a treatment burning actually, not the burning like once again. So you should treat it actually with the fire. Same way, so another example also is giving actually. Someone is attacked by the ghost, then how he should be relieved from the ghost? By using the ghost mantra only he can be relieved from that ghost. He should be treated with the ghost mantra. So similarly, that means burned fire, wound burned by, that means body burned by the fire, he will be treated by the fire only. Similarly, so the ghost, person attacked by the ghost can be cured by the ghost mantra only. In the similar way, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, the people who are illusioned by the Maya should be waken up by explaining about the Maya. By explaining about the Maya, so only they will be waken up again. So this is the logic actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. Otherwise, you might be explaining to him the rasa pastimes to him, and he didn't understand who is he, what is Maya and where he is, and how he will see all those things also in the material platform only you will see, and you will see that just a exchange between a mundane girl and boy. And that will be completely, because he is already in the sleep and he will think everything as negatively only. Then it will not at all improve in his devotion actually. So that's why one has to focus. That's why the mercifully Srila Jiva Goswami is discussing these topics again and again, and we also should discuss these topics. But the pure devotees who are in the transcendental platform, they relish even these also. For them, that means Bhagavatam is a Nigama Kalpatarur. All the Rasikas, they can relish these pastimes also so sweetly only. There is no problem for them. Okay. Like this. So one more important point actually here. Actually, I should mention here. Kincha yadyapi bhagavad kripa labda bhagavallila amrita vrishtyaiva Maya sukha nidranopi karma dukkha murchitopi jagarti tityati jivati nrityati anandena madhyati cha tadapi tadrisha bhagavad kripa. when we can dance with the ecstasy, when we get the mercy of the pure devotees, then one can enter into the ecstasy. That means how to enter into that ecstasy, ecstatic past tense of the Lord. So when we do sadhana bhakti, after that we'll get the either mercy of the Lord or either mercy of the devotees, then we enter into the bhava actually. So that means ultimately, so mercy is needed to enter into that ecstatic past tense of the Lord. So to enter that, what here acharyas are doing, so this is sleeping jivatma, whoever is sleeping, so for him the philosophy, that means tattva gnanam, is explained and Srishti Leelas are being explained. Then after that what will happen, his desire for material enjoyment will be stopped by hearing again and again these things. That means labdha samsara titirshanam, that means they got desire to leave this material happiness. That's what Srila Prabhupada is also telling in the Purport. So that means by associating good people, we will be thinking, we will be understanding the heinousness, the cheapness of the material pleasure. Then what we will be doing? We will be taking the shelter of the Guru. Then in the, that means Guru-pada-ashtaya is the beginning of our spiritual step actually. In the 64 items, first and foremost is the, what is that? Guru-pada-ashtaya. So that means we will be taking the shelter of the Guru, and then further, so one will be progressing in the other, that means sadhana bhakti, then he can get the ultimately mercy of the devotees or the Lord, and then he can enter into the bhava. Okay, thank you very much. So now time is over, so just quickly one question maybe, yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you said that, I mean, it is said by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that those who are advanced, or those who are bhaktas or nitya siddha bhaktas or bhakta siddhas, for them there is no need to explain the sweet leelas.
They dwell in that leelas themselves. Swataha eva aviraramaha.
And for the rest of us, for everyone else, you know, even if those leelas are explained, we cannot relish them because we are sleeping. So why did our acharyas, the Goswamis, take the trouble to give all those leelas, so many books they've written? Because we are all conditioned here anyway.
Yeah. So once we enter into the sadhana bhakti, when we get the maturity of the sadhana bhakti, so we should enter into the, we will leave even Vaidhi sadhana bhakti also. And we should take up the Raganuga sadhana bhakti. Then we should know the various rasas, how to produce, how they should be produced. And to learn these things, so acharyas gave the various, that means information for us. So in that advanced level, these leelas are helpful to progress in the, that means to understand in a right way the pastimes of the Lord. So for that sake they gave, and also while they write, they also take it as a service and they relish also. Remembering, they also relish. So sometimes authors, they write for their own relishment also. And that's like parasparam bodhayanti is one kind of sharing actually. It's a sharing with the other advanced devotees. If you are advanced, then you can also read those. And you can also share to the Jiva Goswami. Yeah, thank you very much. So now time is over, na? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, yeah. So, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitaya Gaur Premanandi.